Hey, y'all, welcome back to our weekly guided meditation series. My name's Martin Benson, and thanks for joining me today. For this week's meditation, I want us to explore this idea of joyful effort and how we can bring a sense of levity and lightness and joy into our lives, especially in such a moment that is so uncertain and really sort of doused in fear and anxiety. And of course, those feelings are valid to have them. But for me personally, I find that they're only useful up to a certain limit. And once you get past that limit, at least for me, I start to see like the detrimental effects of being caught in cycles of fear and cycles of worry and anxiousness about what could or couldn't happen amidst this circumstance, this sort of world event that we're all grappling with. And and it's when I recognize I get to that limit, it's having the tools to be able to redirect my attention to what's actually here and now. Because when you're in a state of fear, in a state of anxiousness, it's very much future oriented, right? It's really a sense of like the mind creating stories and scenarios about what could or couldn't happen. And then that our emotions actually react to these thought streams, these sort of like creations of the mind in a way that actually can bring some difficulty and negative effects in the body, right? Like we can actually affect our physiology through our mental state. We put ourselves in this sort of like fight or flight mode where like the stress hormone of cortisol is just filling our body up. And so the energy in our body can't really do all the other things it needs to do because it's worried about getting away from a threat. Um, and that mechanism of the body is really important, but it doesn't need to be running all the time because once the threat is gone, we can get back to sort of a homeostasis. But because of the way media is, the social media especially, and sort of our digital lives and our sort of our instantaneous connection to information, that state is perpetuated constantly. So we're all sort of living in this, some of us more than others, but I think every single person is living in some sort of state of fight or flight, this state of stress, this state of worry and anxiety and fear. And I can see how that can be so detrimental to our health and our ability to actually make change happen, to actually take this as an opportunity for us to really take big steps forward in our evolution as a species, as a culture, as a society. I see this difficult circumstance that we're all confronted with, um, to be almost like the perfect opportunity for us to actually affect real change. But the only way to do that is on an individual basis. Like we have to be able to embody the type of mentality and energy, the enthusiasm, the effort to actually do the things that we know is right to do in order to make our world more just, to make our world more safe, to make our world more empathetic and compassionate, and also to reveal the interdependent relationship of all of life so that then our actions stem from an awareness of that fact as opposed that to stemming from a sense of scarcity, a sense of fear, a sense of needing to grapple for what I need to survive. Because ultimately, we're all in this together. But again, it comes down to the individual making these choices to change the kind of attitude that they bring into the world. I'm a school teacher, and right now, all school teachers across the country are very scared, very fearful about what could or couldn't happen. And rightfully so, like there's a ton of questions about what's right to do. Should we go back? Should we not go back? How do we deal with it if we do? All these questions. And at the end of the day, like whether we go back or not, the energy that we bring into the classroom is going to make the biggest difference for our students. And so I keep reminding myself personally, like, how do I find joy? How do I find a sense of lightness? How do I bring a sense of humor, a sense of just well being into this environment? It's not only for myself and my colleagues, but for the students as well. And how I personally try and do this is to find what's beautiful in this moment, to find what I'm grateful for right now, to feel a sense of What do I have to be happy about right here and now? And these things seemingly can be so simple that they can seem arbitrary or futile to like engage with. But I find that if I shift my awareness away from what I'm scared of toward what I think is inspiring and beautiful, towards what brings me a sense of happiness or lightness, that the whole energy in my body changes. And then whatever tasks I have to do, I can actually bring my full self to it. And I think that's ultimately what we all need to do in this moment is how do we embody like our truest sense of self, and how do we embody that in such a way that it can be the impetus behind our actions, this sense of connection, this sense of love and empathy and compassion, this sense of that we have an opportunity to make real change. And so let's all be agents of change. So, in our meditation practice today, I want us to focus on developing the skill of finding the beauty in the micro moments of our life, of finding what we can be grateful for in this particular moment, not what's going to happen an hour from now, or a day, or a month, or a year, but right now in this moment, what is there to be grateful for? What is beautiful to you? I'm looking around my room, I'm like, man, the light that's coming in through the window right now, I mean, that's something to behold. That's something to appreciate. So let's take a comfortable seat and I'll guide you through this process of just instilling a sense of joy and gratitude for what's here right now. So taking a comfortable seat, being supported, whatever way makes sense for your body. So whatever cushions you need, or seated in a chair. If you're seated in a chair, just make sure your feet are firmly planted on the ground and that you're not slouching into the back of the chair, but you're nice and upright. So our spine is very attentive, but not being so rigid. So find that balance. Again, you can kind of rock a little bit, like I've talked about in other meditations, just to like find like what's the perfect center for your body. And then rest there. And you can place your hands in any mudra that feels comfortable, one hand on top of the other, the hands on top of the knees, just the fingers clasped together, whatever makes sense or feels natural for you. Then you can close your eyes or keep them open, but just keep a softness about yourself, especially in the muscles of the face. Keep sort of like a sense of relaxation, especially around the eyelids and the forehead. And unhinge the jaw and rest the tongue on the upper palate behind the top row of teeth. And just feel your breathing in and out. And for me, my breath is the number one thing to be grateful for. Because without breathing, there's nothing else. Everything comes from that point. So perhaps as you're beginning your practice this morning or afternoon or evening, begin by just feeling a sense of gratitude for your breathing. Can you feel the beauty of the breath? By noticing all the different qualities and sensations that accompany the inhalation and exhalation. And I invite you all too, as you just focus on your breathing, to just allow a very gentle smile to arise. Just very gentle. And for our practice, I want to see if you can maintain this gentle smile. So challenge yourself to just maintain the most gentle little smile as you meditate this session. And with that smile, just feel your breath. Feel the gifts that the breath brings to your body, the nourishment. smiling just so gently. And then listen to all the sounds around you. Become so quiet that you can hear the tiniest, most subtle sound. Quiet enough to hear sounds so far away. And just smile and enjoy being able to hear. Being able to listen to the world around you just happening. Just smiling and listening and breathing. And if your thoughts are really loud for you, that's okay. Let them be loud and just smile and watch them. Watch the thoughts rise and watch them disappear. And as best as you can, just redirect your attention back to your listening, to your breathing. Hearing the music of the world all around you. Cars rushing by, wind blowing. Maybe the sound of your air conditioning unit. A barking dog. Just allow your listening to widen and deepen, to absorb the raw data of this moment right here, right now, without any filters. So just absorb the moment through your listening, through your breathing, and just smile and appreciate the simple fact that you can be a witness to this life, a witness to this moment. Just breathing in, just listening, just witnessing with a sense of ease and joy, a sense of gratitude for the fact that you're able to do just this, that you have the time and space to dedicate toward just appreciating life in its simplest ways. Bring your awareness into your body now. With that same attitude of openness, of joyfulness. Find a sense of appreciation for your own body. Feel your sense of presence in the body. Feel the groundedness in your feet, in your hips. And feel the strength in the spine, in this dignified way that you're seated. And continuing to take in all the sounds, the breath, and the sensations of the body. Maintaining that ever so gentle smile on your face. And just find that sense of joy and gratitude for your own aliveness. Again, the simple things. And just shine the light of your appreciation on this moment and what's beautiful about it right now. And if you're struggling to find something, that's okay too. With compassion, just hold yourself in this awareness of openness and acceptance. Letting go of judgment completely. Just appreciating what's here and now. Maybe it's something you smell, someone's cooking in the other room. Perhaps the aroma of some flowers or plants that might be nearby. Just invite you to let all of your senses open. Let all of your senses be like doorways opening and accepting whatever wants to come in. And with a smile, greet it all. Welcome it all. Just allow yourself to open to whatever's here. Remembering to smile. With just an open awareness, just allowing the world to come in. Letting the boundaries dissolve between you and the world around you. One breath at a time. Just sensing what might be beautiful and special about this moment right here. Just one thing. And with gentleness, just hold it. Hold that one thing that's beautiful about this moment right here with a smile. Feel your heart expand, your compassion and your love, feel it grow. Continue to just take in the world through all of your sense doors, opening them wide, no filters, and with a smile, just greeting the whole world, both in and out. Greeting the whole world with acceptance, without judgment. Perhaps feeling the beauty that's here, the seeds of joyfulness, and nurture them with your breath, with the light of your smile. And very slowly begin making little movements in your fingers and your toes. You can open your eyes if they're closed and pray your hands at your heart. I invite you to take this little practice that we explored today and see if you can find a way to apply it in your daily life, especially in moments of stress, anxiety, or fear. Can you pause, step back, and just find something to be grateful for? Find something beautiful to appreciate. And see how that shift in attitude, that shift in attention might help invigorate you with a sense of joyful effort that you can bring into your life. Thank you.